Welcome back. Let's look at question 12a. And then after that, that's 12a1, and then after that, 12a2. Right, 12a1. The graph of f of x has been sketched below. If you check, this graph is what? Is actually a hyperbola. This is a hyperbola. And then it says, determine the equation of the line AB if AB is a minimum length. What is the meaning of this? So AB will only have the minimum length if this line is actually the axis of symmetry. Remember, a hyperbola has two axes of symmetry. Let's say we have this one, which is like this, and then another arm like this. We'll have two axes of symmetry. This is the vertical asymptote, this is the horizontal asymptote, and then the line of symmetry or axis of symmetry will be like this, passing through this point where the asymptotes meet. And then the other one is going to be like this, passing through this point where the asymptotes meet. The one which is increasing is a gradient of +1, so it's y is equal to x plus c. And then to find c, we can use this point where the asymptotes meet. And then the other one, which is decreasing, is a gradient of -1, so it's y is equal to -x plus c. Then we can find this point. We can use this point to find the value of c there. Okay, even if your hyperbola is like this, it will still have two axes of symmetry. Even if it's like the arms are like this, you'll have two axes of symmetry. One which is decreasing with a gradient of -1, and then the other one which is increasing with a gradient of +1. So now, how then can we find the equations of the asymptotes here? Because that's what we need. We need the equations of asymptotes like this, so that we can find the coordinates of this point. So we need to find the equations of the asymptotes. So how can we then do that? We have to write this equation in the form f of x is equal to a over x minus p plus q. Remember, when it's like this, we know that for the vertical asymptote is x is equal to p, and then the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to q, isn't it? So then how can we write this equation in this form? We can split the fraction. Remember splitting the fraction. How do we split the fraction? Let's say we have 1 plus 3 over 4. We can split the fraction here and say this is like 1 over 4 plus 3 over 4, isn't it? Like from the common numerical fractions. We can apply that even here. So we can write this f of x is equal to x minus 2 over x minus 2, then plus 3 over x minus 2. We've managed to split the fraction. Then x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is what? Is 1. Okay, if you divide this and this, we get 1. Okay, it doesn't disappear, we get 1. So it's f of x is equal to 1 plus 3 over x minus 2. And then we can rewrite this in this form, because addition is commutative, remember. So f of x is equal to 3 over x minus 2 plus 1. That from here we can see that the equation of the vertical asymptote is actually x is equal to 2, and then the equation of the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to 1. Therefore, the coordinates of this point will be 2, 1. You see that? And then remember, say that there's one which is increasing and another one decreasing. This one is the increasing one. So it's y is equal to x plus c. So we can use this to find the equation of AB. So it becomes y is equal to x plus c. We substitute the coordinates of this point. Where there's y, we put 1. And then where there's x, we put 2. And then c is going to be -1 is equal to c. So therefore, the equation of AB should be y is equal to x minus 1, like that. That's the equation of AB, right? And then let's move on to 12a2. Hence, it says, hence, determine the coordinates of point A. Give your answer in the simplest form. Right, let's do that. So now, point A, what is it? Point A is a point of intersection, just like point B is a point of intersection. So how do we find the coordinates of point of intersection? We have to solve the equations simultaneously. We have the equation of AB, we have the equation of the function here. So we can equate these two functions and then solve for x. We're going to get two x values and two y values, but we need to find the value for the coordinates of A. Right, let's do that. We're going to say f of x is equal to the y here, so it means 3 over x minus 2, and then plus 1 is equal to x minus 1, right? It's your choice how to deal with this, okay? But I'll say, let me bring everything to the left-hand side. So you have 3 over x minus 2, and then 1 plus 1. If you transpose negative 1 to the left-hand side, becomes positive 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. If we bring this x, this side becomes negative x. So it's negative x plus 2 like this is equal to 0. Then we can multiply everything by the denominator, x minus 2. So we multiply this by x minus 2, this by x minus 2, this by x minus 2. You see that? And then if you say times x minus 2, times x minus 2, times x minus 2, times x minus 2 like that. And then x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. So you remain with 3, then minus x, and then x minus 2, then plus 2, x minus 2, and then is equal to 0 like that. Okay, let's remove the brackets. What do you get? You get your 3 negative x squared plus 2x. We're distributing negative x here. And then plus, we distribute 2, so it becomes plus 2x, and then minus 4 is equal to 0. Let's get our standard form. Negative x squared, and then 2x plus 2x, that is plus 4x. And then 3 minus 4, that is negative 1, is equal to 0. You can use the quadratic formula as it is, but sometimes I prefer just multiplying everything by negative 1. So it becomes x squared minus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. Then from here we can use what? We can use our quadratic formula. X is equal to negative minus negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4. Our a is 1, and then our c is 1, right? And then all this over 2 times a, which is 1. And then you get x is equal to 2 plus root 3, or x is equal to 2 minus root 3. Right, we have two values because the other one is for a, the other is for b. Remember, there's b up there. Okay, there's b there. So for a, we'll take the smaller one because a is on the left hand side of b. So it means this one will be for b, this one will be for a, right? Okay, so therefore the x coordinate of a is 2 minus root 3. Okay, but now we want the y coordinate. We can use this equation. Y is equal to x minus 1. So meaning that for y, we're going to say y is equal to, where there's x, you put your 2 minus root 3 minus 1. Then 2 minus 1 is 1, so we remain with 1 minus root 3. So your a, leaving it in set form, can be 2 minus root 3, and then 2, 1 minus root 3, like that. These are the coordinates of a.